Would I survive these horror movie scenarios? That's what we're going to be talking about today, okay? And the reason why I'm doing horror movie scenarios and not just horror movies is very frankly just this. Dude, I swear 70% of all horror movies have the exact same plot. Oh my goodness, we're going to go into an old manor. Oh, my child is going to get possessed. He's going to start saying crazy stuff. And then I have to go face Abaddon of the pit. And all I got to do is say his name 3 times. And then it's over. I swear, bro. Like, that's like 70% of all horror movies, dude. And I'm over here like, well, single mom number 17 was able to beat it, so I should be able to beat it too, huh? All I gotta do is just say their name 3 times and then I win. But then that got me thinking, bro. There are some horror movies that I do believe I am cooked, brother. I'm cooked. Like, I'm gonna be real. You put me in a Saw movie, I'm probably done. I'm probably done, dude, okay? I'm gonna get done dirty by what is probably just like Macaulay Culkin all grown up. That's another thing, dog. You cannot tell me that there aren't red flags if you're watching the Home Alone movie, because Macaulay Culkin, I swear, Kevin, I think grew up and became Jigsaw, dude. Like I legitimately believe that's my headcanon, because, bro, I'm sorry, this kid was a little bit too sadistic. Oh, well, they were robbers! I would not think of half of the things that Kevin is doing in terms of how sadistic they were getting. Okay, and then we're going to keep on going. We're going to be going through everything from demonic possessions, the Blairwitch Project, a slasher, and a supernatural slasher scenario. And I'm going to be giving my game plan over how I would beat every single one of them, and how difficult I do believe it would be. And if you want to support the channel, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 300,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We just recently started up some streaming. I'm trying to hit Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. But some of y'all think I should do something on Sunday, because I might do it on Sunday. Now, yeah, you're probably right. I probably should do something on Sunday now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I probably should do it then. But we're going to try to do at least 2 streams. If you haven't sewed up already, listen, you're probably going to see me stream at some point. You guys seem to find it entertaining. I kind of just yap with you guys on live. We've had a lot of fun. You guys have come in and supported quite a bit. Honestly, bro, I'm blessed to do what I do for a living, and I just want to keep on the blessings going over to you. And with all that out of the way, to celebrate the spooky season, let's get into horror movie scenarios that I would survive or not. Demonic possession. Brother, if I'm strolling into a house, okay, and they start talking about his name was Ethereal, okay, the third fallen coming in here, and the way that I beat him is to say his name backwards 3 times. Brother, can we just be so for real here, dude? That is one of the dumbest rules. Okay, literal angelic level being, bro. In the power scaling point of view, this is like strolling up to Goku and being like, I said your name backwards, you have to listen to me. You guys would think that was one of the dumbest things you've ever heard, bro. Like, the only type, like, the only, like, explanation that I've heard that actually does kind of make sense is, like, when they were trying to explain how, like, the reason that Cthulhu listens to humans is he's very entertained by us. Like, imagine this, bro. Imagine you're walking through your house and a group of ants spell your name with, like salt on, like, a countertop. You would probably want to hear them out, bro. And you can, like, speak ant, and they're over here, like, I wish for you to give me bounty beyond my very dreams. Brother, what is, like, unbelievable bounty to, like, an ant? I grab a strawberry and I give it to little bro. There we go. I fed him. He's over here. Cross my enemies. Let's just go into, like, an anthill and just, like, getting the hose. Like, no joke, bro. Like, low-key, bro, I would like to play a Cthulhu god to a local ant. I think that'd be kind of a dope day. I would have fun. Does he actually listen to me? No. But, like, what I need to do to make him happy is so low that it's barely anything. And if he says something like, I wish to become as powerful as you. Done. Cooked him. There we go. And then the other ants are like, what did you do? He ascended to a different plane. That's what, it's beyond your comprehension. That's literally Lovecraftian lore for you guys. Brother, if I stroll into a house and there's like a whole demonic thing going on, I'll just be real here, dog. If we're going off them rules, I think I got this one done. Now, there are some movies that do it really well. I think Hereditary does it very well, because you actually have to go out of your way to, like, summon this entity. You have to do a lot. You have to do everything wrong for the entity to take you out. But, like, I'll just keep it real with you, dog. Am I a bad person? The moment my child starts speaking to inanimate objects, those inanimate objects go in the trash. And it's not even like a remote question in my mind, dog. Like, and there's a difference between like a demonic possession and then like a ghost. I feel like One of them things, okay? I feel like that is significantly harder to deal with than like, bro, it's just Paranormal Activity. If I'm looking at this, I'm gonna be real here, dog. I'm calling in the local church. We're gonna try to do an exorcism. But then, like, if that doesn't work, there's not much I can do. Like, understand, brother, we're dealing with a supernatural threat, and I am a natural individual, bro. Yes, natural. And like, really what I'm trying to say here is that it's either I'm going to be able to beat it extraordinarily easy, or I'm probably going to have to drop kick my kid out of a top story window because he keeps on talking about, Beelzebub is my best friend! Stop playing with me, Theodora! No joke, bro. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're, like, to all, like, the fathers in the audience, if your child started speaking some, like, how long is it going to be before you know, the child has to see reason? That's all I'm gonna say here, bro. Like, imaginary friends, I ain't playing with that, bro. Okay, your boy's not a father yet, thank God. But, like, if they started playing those things, I ain't gonna be playing with them much longer. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, dog. I'm putting the dynamic I can't even say it right, bro. I'm putting it in. I'm gonna have to pray. I'm gonna have to pray. That would be the strat to beat this thing. But inherently speaking, they always lose the 1v1. So I'm gonna put it in pray. Pennywise the clown. The reason I'm doing Pennywise, like in an actual, like we're gonna name this one, is because I gotta give respect to Stephen King. That's it, because, dog, that whole sewer scene with the ceremony of Chud, bro, you need to be locked up. That did not need to be in that book. You want to know why it didn't need to be in that book? Because they are literally copies of it that are made that take out that entire sewer scene. If you know, you know. I've been saying this for about a year, bro. I said this last Halloween. Dude. Stephen King is on my keep an eye on him list, bro. If he slips up, I'm gonna be like, who would have known? Me. Dude, that's how I feel about Stephen King. Okay, so we're strolling up the dairy. He comes back every, like, 23 years, 23, 28 years, okay? He strolls in, he starts eating children, okay? Each children, he feeds off fear. Okay, another thing that he has an ability for, he can literally manipulate perception around dairy and people outside of dairy to a certain extent. What do you mean outside of dairy? Brother, dairy has a child disappearance rate that's like 2,000% above the national average. If that actually happened, bro, the FBI would be strolling in the dairy and literally investigating everything. Dog, I need to preface this. If there is a state, if there is a small town that has a disappearance rate thousands of times more than the normal child disappearance rate, they would get investigated so quickly, bro. So, brother, I'm sorry, people go missing inside of national parks, and they have a whole name for it called the 411 phenomenon. I'll make a video for that for the spooky season. But, brother, I feel like it would definitely be investigated, and I believe because Pennywise is an ultra-dimensional entity, his very being can influence perception outside of dairy, not to a crazy degree, but to a degree that people are not going to investigate it. Now, if you're in dairy, brother, he just spreads negative vibes, bro. Like, if you go through the movies, he does this with the bullies. In the second movie, he does this again with just some really bad people. He's able to influence people to essentially get people to a fearful state where he can eat them up. Now, the truth is, dog, he kind of loses a little bit of his, for me, because you're only targeting children. And the reason he targets children is it's easier to become the fears of children because it's easier to personify that. So, like, here's an example. Adults are more scared of concepts, whereas not adults are more scared of things, like a spooky face, a spider, something like that. Adults are over here like, bro, I gotta pay a mortgage. How do you become the thing that you can't pay? Like, bro, you have to become a vibe. So they resort to influence, and that is how it's able to, basically turn the town of Derry into a self-feeding cycle. He causes every single tragedy that's occurred in Derry, and what essentially is going to happen is he's basically making a farm for, like, that's essentially what he's doing, okay? And now if I'm dealing with all of that, the truth is, dude, as much as I would like to say this is easy, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to absolutely mess this guy up. He's an ultra-dimensional entity that literally is the personification of fear. The reason that he looks like Pennywise the Clown is he gave himself a form that people can actually see, when other than that, he is literally a concept, not an entity. I'm going to put it in I'm probably cooked. I'm probably cooked. But other than that, I think I got this. The slasher villain. Bro. Oh, dude, let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna get kind of fired up right now. I was watching The Strangers, and the whole plot of The Strangers is imagine you're chilling with your girl. Okay? Somebody straws up, and they try to get in, and it's like a chick in a mask turned away, and she wants to be let in. She wants you to open the door. I'm going to keep it 100% with you, bro. You can call me a psychopath all you want. If that happens to me, somebody rings the doorbell, and they're facing the opposite way, I'm going to whisper, I'm going to say something through the door, being like, hey, what you want? What do you need? What do you need? And then they say, can you open the door? Can you let me in? Let me tell you something, sweetie. The only thing behind this door is 12 gauges. I don't think you want to deal with that. Oh, well, I mean, like, this is me communicating to you that you're already turned away from me. I need you to scurry on over from whence you came. And then they start banging on the door. They start trying to get in. Listen, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to put my hands together. I'm going to go up to the door. And then I'm going to start a prayer. Okay? And then the lady's probably going to say something because they're edgy. And they're going to say something like, what are you praying for? Let me tell you something. I ain't praying for strength. I ain't praying for protection. I'm hoping that it's going to be easy to clean up the mess I am about to make you into. Okay? Oh, please let the baking soda work. That's what I'm saying. Please let the ambulance come here in time and get you off of my lawn. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Some of you, but I know that's why slasher movies low-key kind of like, they don't really work on me because I'm over here like, bro, 5 minutes in, I'm not standing for this BS, dog. I ain't standing for this, bro. I grew up in the country, and maybe this is like a city thing where like, then you guys go out into the country. Bro, I'm sorry. No. You are not knocking at my door at 10 o'clock at night and expecting a warm welcome, bro. It is going to be hostile, bro. It's going to be like, hey, go back from whence you came, or you ain't going back. It's going to be something like that. Now, if we're dealing with like a ghost face, okay, I receive a call. Bring, bring. What's your favorite scary movie? I'm going to be like, yo, bro, can we just not do this right now? Also, to the people on Discord that keep on calling me, stop it. Bro, I don't know what time zone y'all are on. Stop calling me on Discord, dog. Please, stop it. Get some help. Y'all don't have a game. That's what I'm also realizing. Y'all ask me for a lot of couples advice, and I'm over here like, dog, you need to talk to more women, dog. But no, where was I? What's your favorite scary movie? I don't know, bro. The Conjuring's pretty dope. I'm lying straight to him. I'm sorry, you don't get to ask me these questions, and I'm going to be truthful with you. Okay, I'm in the house. Ah, you did half my job for me. He comes in, okay? And I don't even need to do that. I'm sorry, bro. Every single time I see Ghostface and I see a little petite 115-pound woman actually put the smackdown on him, I'm going to keep it real. And first off, listen, boom, forearm block. I'm going to get an overhook on here. I've mitigated that arm, okay? And then I have this other one. First off, bro, I'm either going to go for a over-unders. So I got this. And then I'm going to go for a trip. Boom! You're on the ground. I'm now going to pull your top arm towards me. I'm going to get you into a side control. I'm going to take the arm that has the whip on. I'm going to grab wrist control. And then I'm going to put my knee on the pit of your forearm. So now you're in a semi-crucifix. Boom, bring this up. Hammer fist. Elbow. Over and over again, dog. Okay? Listen, you're getting cooked. Bro, if we're playing this game, absolutely not, okay? They start coming over here. Well, there's another ghost face. Okay, 2v1, let's run this. Let's do it then. Brother, they're gonna be over here. It's like, does the mask scare you? Dog, I'm gonna keep it 100% honest with you, dog. Dude, I'm getting some mixed emotions. I used to use your mask for foreplay. Imagine how confused I am, dog. I might have to use that after you're done with it. That's how strange this is, man. Halloween is a weird time, my man. It is. You're confusing me right now. Okay, listen. After I cook this, brother, this is all to say. Slasher villains are getting absolutely decimated. There's no question here, dog. I'm putting slashers easy win, bro. There's nothing you're doing to me. There's nothing, bro. Nothing you're gonna do. Easy win. Got this. The Blairwitch Project. I'm gonna keep it real with you, dog. This is like my worst fear. Dude, imagine going into a forest, okay, with two people that probably want to ice you. And that's another thing. I do believe what was actually going on in the Blairwitch Project is that this lady was going out into the woods with two dudes that were trying to ice her, okay? That's really what I think was trying to go on, because the amount of like everything that is supernatural that happens can be explained away by them actively making a plan to get rid of this chick. Well, they lost the map. Yeah, they lied. They have the map. They're just not going to show it to you. Oh, well, we're lost. You're not lost. They know exactly where they're taking you, and they're taking you into the part of the woods that they know that nobody is going to search. Like, no, tell me I'm wrong. The Blair Witch Project becomes infinitely more terrifying if you look at it through the lens that these two dudes are actively planning on icing this chick, and this is completely and utterly premeditated. Dude, I'm gonna keep it real. That is my worst fear. Imagine going into the woods with two people that you barely know, only to find out that they have been planning this the entire time. Dude, I'll just keep it real here, dude. I don't think I'm surviving this one. I don't. Like, I would have to figure out what they're doing, and maybe I might be able to take one. Maybe I might be able to take one at a time. When they're... maybe I would. They don't look bad. I just don't respect Ghostface, like, at all. I think Ghostface is a pretty weak individual. They're hiking. They're going out into the woods. I'm lost, bro. Getting lost in the woods is also terrifying. Y'all want, like, camping content, and I'm over here like, dog, I'm scared. I don't want to do that. I'm terrified of that. Blair Witch Project... How would I deal with this? Don't go out into the woods with two people you barely know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this, honestly, bro, high diff. High diff. The only way to beat the situation is to not be in the situation. High diff. The Purge. Bro. The Purge is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen because it illustrates to me that it's like, wait a minute. I make all crime legal for one night. Okay? One night, I make all of crime legal, and the number one thing that you're going to do is unaliving. That's the thing that you're going to do, buddy? Really? That's how narrow your vision is, bro? I could give you a long list of things that I would do that, like, wouldn't even quantify as anything, like, violent before I would resort to, like, any level of unaliving on the Purge night, okay? Y'all automatically lack vision. But again, dude, okay, like, if you're coming to my place on Purge night, I'm just going to assume you're an op. Like, are we being for real? I'm just going to assume you're a bad guy, okay? They're like, you don't get the benefit of the doubt here. You're getting smoked the moment you cross 100 yards of me. Boo, boo, boo. Absolutely not, dude, okay? And listen, they're over here wearing masks because they don't want to be recognized the next day. Dude, as you're walking on to the property, before you even get to the front door, you're literally like, like you're over here trying to crawl away. I'm going to stroll up there and I'm going to be like, yo, why are you wearing a mask for? Well, I just didn't want anybody to recognize me. Look at me. Look at me. You want to know why I'm not wearing a mask? Because I want the last thing that you see to be me. Please. No. No. Absolutely not. You you think I'm playing on the Purge? You think, oh, well, you gotta be the bigger person. No. No. What are you talking about, buddy? You're coming over here trying to ice me? You think you're gonna get any level of benefit of the doubt? Brother, I ain't over here gonna be taking prisoners. We're taking trophies, man. Okay? That's how this is going to go. I'm sorry. Like, every single problem that occurs in the Purge is from low IQ. Why wouldn't you just go into the middle of the countryside and just vibe there? Bro, if you told me that the Purge is like anti-living inside of a population center propaganda, I would 100% believe in you. 99% of all the problems that occur in the Purge movies, like, go away immediately if you don't live in a population center. I'm Gucci. I'm good. I am fine. I ain't gonna deal with any of this, and if I do, it's your problem, not mine. Brother, I'm going to put this, honestly, mid-diff, because there could be multiple, like, there could be a decent amount. Other than that, brother, we living in America, dog. Okay, getting smoked. Mid-diff. Saw! I know there's, like, movies like Martyrs that are kind of like this, too. Like, they're kind of in, like, the like that type. I don't like these movies. They're kind of weird to me. I don't like. I understand some people really like it, and they say, "Well, it's art," and I'm over here like, "Okay, you kind of end this a little bit too much, dog." Like this is kind of a red flag, man, dude. Like, yeah. I'm just not a big fan of Saw movies. However, in terms of survivability, I'll be honest with you, dog. Yeah, I'm cooked. I'm absolutely cooked. These movies are so hard to watch, dude. I'm gonna keep on saying it. I hate these movies so much, dude. And it's gratuitous for the sake of being gratuitous, and it's the point, and I get it. But like, at least in the first couple of movies, like, these were bad people, brother. There are times where Jigsaw is being like, "You want to play a game?" Okay, what game am I playing? "I put both your arms into barrels of razor blades, and what I need you to do is walk on your razor blade arms and drag your lower body over sandpaper. Also, you don't have pants on. And then when you get there, I want you to I want you to bash your face on a desk so all your teeth fall out. And then I want you to spit enough bodily fluid into a vial that will weigh, and this will meant to teach you a lesson." Dog, what crime did I commit? "You littered." Brother, and some people call Jigsaw an anti-hero. What are we talking about right now, bro? Like, no joke, there's like a dude that gets a horrific punishment because he was, like, for like the dumbest stuff. "You cut me off in traffic, now you have to cut your own legs off." Like, dude, these movies are insane, and it's like, it loses it for me very, very quickly, dude. It's just too much for me. I'm gonna put, honest, I'm cooked. I'm just cooked. It's like, "You want to play a game?" No. I really don't, dude. Can you just end this? Can you be a man for a second? "Oh, well, I mean, I'm trying to live." What lessons are you teaching, little bro? Like, what lessons are you teaching? I'm sorry your girl cheated on you, but it ain't me. I didn't want to touch her, okay? She smells bad. You think I want to deal with that? Like, dude, I would get myself an even worse punishment. That would be my problem, bro. I'm cooked. I would talk myself into a worse punishment. Supernatural slashers: Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, absolutely cooked. This is a supernatural being that can ice you in your dreams, and I like nap time. So I'm done there. Jason Voorhees, I'm going to keep it real. I'm still a little bit delusional. I feel like I could get a lot of good licks in. I feel like you at least have to follow the rules of biomechanics. Like, if I hit you with a 12 gauge in your kneecaps, I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to get up. Like, if I sever you from the knee down and you're still able to get to me, I feel like that's just not fair, bro. I've told this story multiple times. Let me tell you a little piece of advice that my grandpappy used to tell me. If you can't solve an issue with a 12 gauge, you never had a chance to begin with. I think about that often. I do. I think about that a lot. And the truth is, man, like what type of life do you live to have that as advice? But no. Like, if I'm dealing with Jason Voorhees and that happens and he gets back up, I'm done. Make it quick, baby. End me fast. That's what I'm going to say. Now, Michael Myers, you're a burn victim of a thing. Brother, okay, dude, he's a 73-year-old burn victim. Let's just keep it real here, dog. I will outlive him just by outpacing him. Well, he has weapons, dude. Dude, let me tell you something. Jason Voorhees would probably mess me up, okay? Freddy Krueger is going to get me in my sleep. Michael Myers, I stand on this hill, bro. How do you deal with Freddy Krueger? You stay awake. How do you deal with Jason Voorhees? You pray. How do you deal with Michael Myers? Bro, peekaboo guard. We're going in. Ba 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 ba. Dude, he's done. He's done. I already know how I'm doing this, bro. Body. He's gonna cell up. He's gonna start wilting like a little daffodil, bro. He goes in, dude. Hands on the forehead to keep distance, and then I'm gonna keep that elbow. And then he's over here reeling a little bit. He puts his hands back up. Teep kick. Okay, jab. He comes in, counter, step back, bam. Okay, he's going down. And then, as he's wilting a little bit, he goes to one knee, puts his hand down on the ground just to get his balance. I'm hitting in with a switch knee straight to the ribs. Bah! And then, hammer fist. Dude, I am cooking this elderly citizen, dude. Brother, somebody get life alert because this old man ain't moving. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm winning. I am winning this. Michael Myers, I'm cooking. Jason Voorhees, he got me. Freddy Krueger, I'm cooked. All I gotta do is pray that I'm getting Michael Myers because that old man is mine. Paranormal Activity. Brother, if it's just a ghost, like, let me tell you something, bro. At what point of ghost possession do you just leave your girl? Like, no, I don't real know. Like, what's gonna cause you to leave the love of your life? If she starts talking to me in an old man's voice, I'm gonna be like, baby, this ain't you. And then she's probably gonna be like, okay, I'm good. I'm not dealing with this anymore, okay? Listen, you wanna start speaking Latin to me, baby girl? I mean, like, no, I'm not gonna say that. Listen, I'm not gonna deal with that. But at the same amount of time, dude, bro, growing up is kind of realizing that if I had Paranormal Activity inside of my house, I'd probably be like, yo, can you shut up? Like, I would get more annoyed. Like, when you're a kid, like a ghost in your house scares you. When you get older, you're kind of like, yo, fine, we have a roommate. Yeah, bro, imagine this. Imagine this. He's over here like, I will haunt you for the rest of your days. All right, bro. You're like my roommate that, like, doesn't do anything? Yeah, well, yeah, do you, like, okay, I'm going to eat the food. You can't eat food. Okay, I guess. Like, I understand this, bro. Whenever, like, I bring a girl over, like, you're going to have to see that. And then he's going to say something like, you don't get hoes. Well, you didn't have to hurt me that bad. Damn. Well, guess what? You're not alive. Well, when I was alive, bro, I used to get some. I don't see any ghost baddies here. Who's alone? Who's alone, bro? At least I have the chance to get some. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Bro, this guy gets nothing. This guy gets nothing. That's what, like, I'm getting way too into this hypothetical, bro. But I'll just be real with you. It kind of loses it because I feel like I would just coexist. Well, they're going to possess you when it breaks you mentally. Brother, you're not going to break me. Mentally? Like, are you being for real, dog? I have a massive house. And that's another thing. Everybody in Paranormal Activity is like otherworldly wealthy. Because they're like, this is a middle-class household. This is not a middle-class household. This is a rich person's house. Listen, man. This is an easy win. I'm just going to ignore him until he gets annoyed enough to be like, okay, I guess I just can't really break this guy. I lived in a haunted house for a second, but that's a different story. So I'm going to put it in easy win. Aliens. This one depends heavily on what aliens I'm dealing with, dog. Because if I'm dealing with like the xenomorph, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm cooked. I'm done. He's going to come in there and he's going to absolutely ravage my cheeks and I'm going to do nothing because he's going to melt me with his acidity. But if it's the aliens from Signs, dog, I can take it out with a squirt blaster? Are we being for real here? Dude, I was watching this movie where, like, the way to get... I forget what this movie's called. It was so bad, dude. It was a movie... Oh my gosh, I literally archived it because it was so bad. The weakness of the aliens was your iPhone camera. I'm not kidding. The weakness of the super crazy alien threat was a flashlight on your iPhone camera just dissipated this creature. Brother, I'm just going to keep it real with you. Aliens can reign so heavily in terms of how powerful that they could be, where you could get aliens from Signs to the xenomorph from Alien. Dude, it reigns so heavily that I could literally be cooked by my very being, or I'm going to absolutely demolish, and I'm going to remind them that humans are the ones, and the ones alone, created in the image of God. And by this precedent, it is us, and us alone, that inherit the stars. We were destined for heaven. And underneath heaven is our space. Brother, we're going crazy, bro. Human supremacy is key, bro, for Super Earth. I'm going to put it in mid-diff because it depends on what I'm getting. And there you go. Those are horror movie scenarios and my plans and chances of beating each of them. If you enjoyed this video, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. I want to make something for the spooky season. We held up a poll, and this one seemed to win out quite a bit. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 300,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That is the goal. Thank you for everyone who's joined so far. We've been starting streaming. I'm still learning a lot of like the parts of the streaming. I learned how to do a poll a little bit ago. That was pretty fun. But you guys have come out with support. It means the most to me. I think about doing a scary video night. We can watch like Portrait of God, some analog horror. I want to do some more stuff with you guys, and I feel like that'll be kind of fun to do on the weekend, and some Tuesday, some Thursday. Like we're putting it in. We're putting it in. And if you guys want to see any of that, all you gotta do is hit the bell icon, put it on all, so you get the live notifications. And with all that out of the way, I will see you all in the next one. Adios, everybody, and I'll see you all.